Okay, I want to end this lesson with a couple of story problems. This one says Cora bought 4 pounds of nuts and 2 pounds of raisins for $23.50. Mark bought 2 pounds of nuts and 4 pounds of raisins for $18.50. So write and solve a system of equations to find the price of pound of nuts and pound of raisins. So the first thing I should do is define some variables. Let's define N for nuts, R for raisins, and let's write a couple of equations. So an equation for Cora and what she bought and paid for. She bought 4 pounds of nuts and 2 pounds of raisins and spent $23.50. Mark bought 2 pounds of nuts and 4 pounds of raisins and spent $18.50. There's our system. We're going to solve this system of equations. Well, what I'm going to do to solve it, I think, is I'm going to take Cora's equation as it is. I'm going to take Mark's equation down here, but I'm going to times Mark by 2. Actually by -2. That's going to make him a negative 4n minus 8r equals, and that times 2 is negative 37. Okay, by multiplying that by -2, so I'm choosing an elimination method, causes these n's to add to 0. So we get negative 6r equals, it's going to look like negative 1350. I'm just going to divide 1350 by 6, and r is 2.25. Okay. Well, now we need to solve for the n. So let's just take, I'm going to take Cora's equation. 4n plus 2 times the r that we found, 225, equals 2350. That's 4n plus 2 times 2 1/4 is $4.50. It's 2350. I'm going to subtract 450. So 4n is going to be $19. And 19 divided by 4, n equals 475. So I suppose let's put some units on these. Pound of nuts is $4.75. Pound of raisins is $2.25. Alright, this next example says a veterinarian needs 60 pounds of dog food that is 15% protein. He will combine a beef mix that is 18% protein with a bacon mix that is 9% protein. How much of each does he need to make the 15% mix? Let's define some variables. I'm going to let x be beef, y be bacon. Often you can just let the first letter of the word be your variable, but here the first letter is B, so calling one of them B wouldn't distinguish between the other ones, so I'm going to choose x and y this way. So, let's see, the veterinarian needs 60 pounds of dog food. So that means the amount of beef plus the amount of bacon has to be 60 pounds. Okay. Now let's write an equation that takes into account the percentages of protein of everything. The beef mix is 18% protein. The bacon mix is 9%. And we want the total to be 15%. Like that. All right, I'm going to solve this with a substitution method. I'm going to take this and maybe solve it for y. So y equals 60 minus x. And I'm going to take that 60 minus x and substitute it in for y right there. All right, so I've got then 0.18x plus 0.09 times 60 minus x equals 0.15 times 60 is 9. Okay, now we're going to keep going. I'm going to distribute the 0.09. So I'd have 0.18x plus 5.4 minus 0.09x equals 9. I'm going to combine these like terms. I'm going to take this 5.4 over here. So I've got 0.09x equals 4.6. And if I divide 4.6 by 0.09, I get x to be, looks like 51.1 repeating. Alright, this is probably a good time to go back and just check my work and make sure I haven't made any mistakes. I'm going to go back and refigure on the calculator real quick. And we find that I did make a mistake. Right here, when I subtracted 9, that's not 4.6, that was 3.6. And so when I divide that by 0.09, that should be 40. All right, much better looking numbers. Okay, well, go back up to this equation here. If x is 40, what does y have to be to have a total of 60? Mental math, pretty easy, tells us that that's 20. So my final answer, I need 40 pounds of beef, 20 pounds of bacon.